Guys, we're over here at Thornton High School at the Mean Streets practice. I'm here with sophomore guard out of Simeon, Andre Tyler. Thank you for coming on the show, sir.
No problem.
We was watching a couple of practices out there, and you look to be a very vocal player for that team, as well as I saw you guys down at the UIC doing the city championship. Is that part of your style of playing?
Yeah, I'm big on vocalizing and being a voice, because a lot of people are afraid to yell out and be wrong. I'm okay with yelling something out regardless of if it's right or wrong, because I can learn from that. Other people would just rather be quiet and watch. I'm rather talk and let them know.
Speaking of learning, one of the things, obviously, you guys, the season didn't go the way that you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
When you talk about learning, what did you learn from that? And going into next season, how can you apply that?
Just locking in from the start. Out of town, the games were we won games in the city, and then we took that mentality out of town. It didn't go together because we thought it was hey, we're winning games, we're doing good.
Right.
It's gonna work in our favor. Basketball guys gonna be with us, but we played those tougher teams and we took L's, so we just got to learn from that, really.
Playing with such a notable organization for AAU like Mean Streets, how do you think they're going to be able to help your recruitment?
I feel as if it's going to help my recruitment very good, because we play on one of the biggest stages.
Okay. Lastly, before you go, as the AAU season is coming upon you, what's some of your individual goals, and what's some of the goals for your age group team?
We want it all. We want to win Peace Jam. Individually, myself, I want to get stronger, build more body strength, and get my 40-inch vertical. Okay, all right. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, sir.
No problem. All right, back down at Thornton for the Mean Street practice. I'm here with freshman sensation. I was told one of the only freshmen in the state, other than Jackson, that won or that was named to the IBCA All-State team. How does that feel?
Feel amazing. It is one of the accolades that come with the hard work that we put in.
You guys definitely put in a lot of hard work this season up at Bolingbrook. Your name was pretty synonymous throughout the entire season. Every time an article came out or something about high school basketball was being spoken about as it relates to Illinois specifically, Davion, you had a couple 30-point games. Talk a little bit about your season, what's some of the things that you could take from this season, that you took from this season?
A lot of lessons from the losses we had. We had a couple bad losses that we could have won the game, but that's what we needed. Me personally, to experience throughout my 4 years, that's what you need early for later on, so you'll know who need to have the ball in the right situations and late in the game and stuff like that.
That's a good segue. Speaking about knowing who needs to have the ball in certain situations, do you think you have yet gotten to that level, or maybe going into next year, do you think you will be at that level where you could have a respectful conversation with Coach Broach of knowing in those game management times, hey, Coach, the ball probably need to be in my hand in certain situations? Do you think going into next year you'll have that a little bit more of a responsibility or opportunity to do that?
Yeah, it comes with me and him. I got to be a better leader, so he could be able to trust me, me making those type of decisions.
Got you. Lastly, playing with Mean Streets, one of the most notable AAU programs in the country, let alone the state and the city. How do you think they'll help your recruitment? I mean, obviously, as a freshman sensation, you're doing pretty well already, but how do you think Mean Streets can add to that?
It's a great program. They help, whatever you need, they got it. They got a lot of resources. You need to get in the gym, they're gonna help you get in the gym, and they're gonna help you on and off the court. Especially with they help a lot of skill development. So when you come here, you're not gonna be the same player once you leave here. That type of stuff.
What's some of your individual and what is some of your team goals going into the AAU season?
I don't like losing, so I want to win every game.
Okay.
We want to win that Peace Jam.
Yeah, of course.
That's the main goal, just to win.
Okay.
Be successful as a team.
Okay. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, sir. All right, we're here with the other freshman sensation, Jackson Davis, out of Warren Township. Thank you for stopping by the show.
Yeah.
We definitely want to get you on for a full-length interview, but we'll take this for now.
All right.
Going into the season, as a freshman, did you expect to have the success that you had coming out of the season?
Coming into the season, I knew I had a lot of people around me saying I'm gonna do this, do that. I was just coming in trying to play hard, trying to get Warren back to a winning team, and of all of that, just playing hard, playing good, well. the success came with it.
You and obviously Davion were one of only 2 freshmen to make the All-State team. I'm hearing specifically from you, but from other people, that you guys were the only freshmen to have ever made this team. Don't know if that's true or not, but we'll assume it is since I asked. If it's not, even if it is, how does that feel being among the elite as far as a freshman to make the All-State team?
It just feels like a wonderful honor. I mean, I know me and Davion, we worked hard for it, so it just the results are coming out.
What were some of the goals that you had going into the season, and how many of those boxes did you check off?
My goals was to win conference as a team, win as many games as possible, and to make it down state. But we come down state, but we won conference, we won the holiday tournament, and we tied the all-school record for wins in the season.
Okay. Playing, obviously, AAU is an important part of a high school recruit's recruitment. Yeah. And you decided to play, and was chosen, because can't nobody just walk in here and play for Main Streets. You decided to play with Main Streets. How do you think such an illustrious program can help with your recruitment?
I see how they run things around here. It's very organized. They have the right guys around, got the right kids around, and I feel like just me and Davion playing together would just be a big time part of each other's success recruitment wise. Since we played with each other before, we have very good chemistry together.
Okay. Lastly, again, AAU season is right around the corner. Do you have any individual goals for AAU, and what are some team goals that you will have?
Individual goals is to get more looks by college coaches, but I know that that's going to come with being a good teammate, just making the right plays, make right reads, and as a team, just to win as many games and to win a PCM EYBL championship.
I know that was the last question, but one just popped in my head. I gotta ask. I mean, you one of the top players. Obviously, Illinois has had a string of bad luck going into as players ascend to stardom and leaving the state. I mean, are you staying? Are you going?
I'm staying right now.
Okay, so, yeah. Right now you're staying. All right, well, we'll take that for now. All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm here with Bennett superstar Gabe Solarski. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I finally got a chance to meet you. I know you were supposed to come to the showcase. Yeah. You ended up having a visit. First off, how did that visit go at that time back in October?
Great. Yeah, so I went to Wisconsin. You know, they offered me. It was a great visit. You know, campus, went to a football game, watched practice. It was a really good visit. Really good visit.
Okay. As your celebrity is growing as far as the basketball court. I know back in the home, you still kind of working your way through that. Yeah. But as your celebrity grows on the basketball court and obviously more offers are coming in, what are some things that you are looking at as it relates to, you know, jotting down colleges that you're looking for?
Yeah, you know, always in college, you know, I've always wanted to play freshman year. You know, that's a huge thing for me. You know, play good minutes, either start but play good minutes. You know, education also, you know, I'm looking at that. And then just what offense kind of fits for me, you know, playing fast paced, transition offense, that's kind of huge for me. So
you talk about playing as a freshman, obviously now with the transfer portal being what it is, coaches are looking for stronger, more mature and players who have experience working in college. What do you think that you can offer to a college as a freshman high school player coming in?
Yeah, I know, like you said, they're going to transfer portal for more experienced guys, but I think as a freshman coming in, you know, I could really play off the bounce. You know, I could play off the ball. You know, kind of just fit into offense, but also play with the ball. You know, come off pick and rolls. I think I could shoot really at a high clip and also defend really well.
Okay. Playing for Main Streets, one of the most notable programs in the country, let alone the state. How do you think Main Streets? You have a pretty good, notable amount of schools recruiting you already. How does Main Streets help with that and increase that throughout the
AAU
Main
season? Streets, last year, you know, they helped me a lot. You know, I kind of had a breakout spring, summer, and you know, they helped me a lot, you know, playing with them, and then also going to the summer with Bennett. It was a really, really good thing. They just helped me get me ready for the next level, get me ready for college.
So word is that you are transferring to Lamont.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to going into next school season? What are some of your goals?
No, I'm really excited, you know, playing with get back my guys in my hometown. I'm really excited, you know, we play more like on the ball, you know, playing more in that pick and roll, just really trying to adapt to them, you know. We're a lot of shooters, and I think we're going to play really well, fast pace, and I think we're going to be really good next year.
Lastly, as the AAU season is getting ready to come out, what are some of your individual goals, and what are some of the team goals as it relates to AAU season?
Yeah, individual goals, you know, just keep progressing as a player, you know, keep working on myself, you know, shooting, ball handling, all that stuff, and then, you know, hopefully get some more offers, you know, come get some visits. But as a team, keep getting wins, and then Peach Jam is
Peach Jam. That's all it's about.
That's all it's about. That's all it's about.
Of course. Now, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, man.
No
Good
problem.
luck with the season.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are here with Walter Payton, head coach, as well as 15U Mean Streets head coach, Mr. Reggie Bates. First of all, thank you for inviting us out, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing quite well.
Good. Appreciate you inviting us out to the scrimmages for all age groups. What is some of the goals going into the new AAU season for your level as well as all the other levels?
For my level, of course, you're competing against the top competition in the country. I think we have a great group. And then also within that winning, giving them an opportunity to perform in front of college coaches, scouts, so they can do what's best for themselves. It's about the kids and their opportunities, and that's something that we hang our hat on, is providing that platform for our players.
How difficult does it get being able to manage personalities of players that they're coming from their individual schools, possibly being the man, if you will, coming to a organization that thrives itself on managing those type of personalities? Is that difficult? And if so, how does Reggie specifically manage that?
Well, I think these kids are friends. Oftentimes when you have a lot of the talented players, it's been like that since the beginning of the time. Talented players know other talented players, and they want to play together. A lot of those things, the ego things, are things that I might assess before offering the invite to the team to see if their personality would fit with our culture. But generally, once you get to that, then kids generally don't have issues playing with each other. You actually kind of partially answered my next question as it relates to when you guys are out, particularly the coaches, obviously Ty being the leader of the organization. For sure. When you guys are out looking at coaches, because you're a head coach yourself for a high school, but we've seen you in gyms all over the damn city, all over the state. So what are you specifically looking for as it relates to like keeping that in your back pocket to want to invite them to Mean Streets? Like, what are you looking for, and what is the organization looking for? Mean Streets is like a family-oriented type of program, right? So, of course, we look for talented players that can play at that level, but we look for players that long after they're gone, they'll pop back in and come check our games out. We've seen DJ Stewart, a lot of the old guys, Marez Johnson was in here today. So those are just sort of things that we look at, how they carry themselves, I personally look at how they interact with their teammates, how they interact with their coaches, and all of those type of things, because the talent is the baseline part, and then the character is the other part that fits into Mean Streets. Speaking of recruitment, like obviously you guys have probably either a mentor or an actual checklist when you're looking for players. What does Ty look for when he's recruiting coaches to come coach with him? Like, what type of coaches are he looking for? It might be something you might have to ask him, but I think that I think Ty is committed. He's passionate. So I would think first and foremost the coaches that are equally passionate to being committed to help young people. All right, so I think that's a good lastly, when you think about Mean Streets, the notoriety of the organization throughout the country, the state, and obviously the city, and understanding what they do bring to the table, and most people already know what they bring to the table, but asking a coach, what can players expect from the organization as it relates specifically to their recruitment opportunities? Well, one year, of course, the platform is understood, the Nike EYBL, but the other part of it is there's a commitment to us improving them as players. A kid that comes in as a 14U kid shouldn't leave out the same player as a 17U kid, just stronger and faster. So I think we do a good job of just pouring into our players to help them grow, develop, and improve. They're all talented, but they're still kids, and they need to get better. And there's things that they're always going to have strengths, and they're going to have weaknesses. So we want to enhance their strengths and improve their weaknesses when they're in our hands in our program. Understanding that each coach is different from yourself to JD to some of the other coaches, does Reggie Bates recruit as hard for player 1 to player 10? Does that energy look the same when it comes to getting that player's name out there, or is it based on what you know their level to be, basically selling them to their respective level? Well, with 15U, my job is to just help them be the best version of themselves that they can be. in terms of the next level in recruitment, you know, for me, I'll make sure all of my kids' name is out there in some capacity. They're all talented kids. They're all talented kids. Wherever they go back to, they're going to be the better players in their high school gyms, and these are all players that have the capability to play at their next level. So whatever I do, whether it's the media outlet, the prep hoops outlet, the phone calls, the college coaches, our job is players, kids centered, and them achieving their goals is pretty much our checklist on our success.
And lastly, I asked some of the players that I had a chance to speak to I asked them what their goals are. Obviously, winning Peach Jam is the main goal, right? And then, of course, steps in between that, getting you guys to Peach Jam. What is Reggie Bates' goal for the AAU season? What is your individual's personal goals?
To make sure that my players have something leaving out of it that they didn't have coming into it. Of course, when you're a competitor and you're a coach, and anytime you step on the court, whether it's me on the sideline or them on the court, we have a collective goal to win as one. So I want them to win that for themselves. And the other part of it is just people realizing how special these players are, right? Because I want them to look back when they're 30 years old and say, we appreciate whatever assistance you did to help me get to where I need to go and help facilitate the things in that way. So
I think that's always, particularly whether you're coaching, you're a teacher, or you're just kind of pouring into the young people. That last part there, I think, is what gets us out the bed in the morning, like knowing that you can have some type of impact that will later on come back in the form of whether it's a verbal thank you or some other type of appreciation gesture. So,
you know, I think that, you know, we're parents. I had parents in my playing days. Their children is their prize. So when they trust you to help them reach their goals, then it's your duty as the adult to do everything you can do in your resources to help them have their moment and achieve their dreams.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We're here with Thornton head coach as well as the organizer of Mean Streets from the surname, Coach Ty Streets. Welcome to the show, sir.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you. This is just the appetizer. We want to get you on for a lift.
I'm with that.
Before I even ask any questions, let me start by saying that, and I think I told you this a while back when I ran into you at a AAU tournament when I was with Xavier. I have been not even realizing when I moved to Chicago, not realizing, you know, Ty Streets, head coach. I was a huge fan when you played at Michigan.
Oh, that's sweet.
Like huge fan. Like, you couldn't tell me. Now, I wasn't that good of a basketball player. I was an okay football player, but I was going to Michigan.
Right.
But yeah, clearly that didn't happen.
It's cool.
Anyhow, thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah.
My first question to you is, we asked Coach Bates, and we'll ask you, what are some of the characteristics and some of the things that you look for as a head coach, as an organizer at Mean Streets, for the players that you bring into your program?
Of course, you look for talent first and foremost. That's the most. But I like guys that are tough. Because I can't coach any guys that can't take coaching or don't want to play hard, don't compete for the team. That's non-negotiable with my team. So that's what I look for right away. Is toughness, competitiveness, and of course, guys that can play.
Speaking of that, is that part of the conversation that you have with players and their parents, or is that something that, you know, obviously your stature and your status speaks for itself? Is that something that they should already understand to be when they come into the program?
Well, when we recruit guys to the program, we see if they fit what we're trying to do. So I guess a little bit of both. We let the parents know we're going to be on you. We're going to have scouting reports, all that type of stuff. We try to make it like a college, so you got to be able to take some coaching, some criticism, good and bad, of course. So that's just how we do it. That's our expectation, and usually the guys come out there, they're okay at the end of the day.
I asked Coach, he told me to specifically ask you, which I was, knowing what you guys are looking for, and the players, checking off boxes as that relates, what do you look for in coaches that you bring into the program?
That's a good question. Guys that are similar to what my philosophy is, just they're gonna work hard, work hard. Obviously, toughness. That they have to put the work in. They got to put the work in. We're not going to just roll the ball out and let them play. We're going to try to teach them the right way. Guys that are willing to learn and receptive to learning, receptive teaching the kids. That's what it's about. We started this program. I started in 2001, and that's what it's built on. Just trying to get the kids better every year, every day, every year.
You actually segued me into a question. You started the program in 2001 while you were still playing professionally yourself.
Yes.
What was the mindset while you were focusing on your career?
I know, that's crazy.
And then you wanted to start something back, obviously, in your hometown of Chicago.
Right. Just Carlton DeBose, one of the runs at Nike, he helped me start it. I asked him if he wanted to do it. He said, yeah. So we started, he runs Nike Grassroots. We just put it together. We just brought one team. Jerome McNeil, the head coach of the 70U, he was on that team.
Came through, yeah.
So it was just crazy. That's how it started. We just came together. One team, then the next year grew to the second team, then it just grew from there.
You speak about Coach McNeil. Obviously, you've had a slew of legends that came through your program.
Yes.
Like, talk about that. What does that feel like? You've coached arguably some of the most legendary players that the game of basketball from high school to college to professionally has ever seen. Like, talk about that.
It's amazing. I'll start with Jerome McNeil just as an example. He went to Marquette, All-American, awesome, smart guy, can defend, can score. He was a leading scorer for the most until I think last year or 2 years ago in Marquette history. And now he's a head coach. He was a complete package. It starts with him, and like you said, Anthony Davis now one of the best players in the NBA. Coached him at one point, and yeah, it's been a good list. I can sit back one day and be proud, but right now I'm still trying to
still working.
Still working, yeah.
Obviously, the high school season didn't end the way that you wanted it to end. You had some, obviously, with Morez and Mayo and Isaiah and all them guys. Right. You had a really good team. The expectations didn't go where.
Right.
But I know you could kind of pull some good out of the season.
Yeah.
What is some of that good?
I mean, I think we got better as the year went on. It wasn't always perfect. I mean, and like you said, didn't accomplish our main goal. We made it to the Elite Eight, close, but that's not what we were trying to get to. But them guys really gave everything they had. Morez, of course, Mike probably gonna get Mr. Basketball. Mayo, Chase, Isaiah, them guys were special. That was a special group, and I want to see them all succeed, go to college, and play after that. So we still accomplished a lot. Them guys, they showed that they can play with anybody. Every game we lost 3 or 4 games, something like that. It came down to the very end. So sometimes luck doesn't work your way, and that's just how it is in sports.
As far as high school goes, Morez is leaving high school is arguably one of the most accomplished high school athletes in Illinois history. Rumor has it that you were a pretty accomplished high school athlete yourself.
Oh, yeah.
When you look back on Morez's career at 5-10 years, what do you hope that he will be able to look back on, and what are you going to be able to look back on as it relates to his high school career?
The first thing you said about Morez, he just worked so hard. He has a work ethic, probably better or just as good as anybody I've ever coached. That's where you start with him. He's always in the gym, always wants to get in the gym, and I think it speaks for itself how his play is. I think they're gonna look back and be like, darn, he was a special guy, one of the best guys ever come out of this area. If not the best. It's just the way he worked and the way he carried himself off the court. That's even more special than on the court. He's so humble and I always want to learn, listens. So I know in a heat of battle, sometimes everybody gets competitive, but he just carries himself like a pro, like how you would want your kid to be. And I think it's going to translate for him down the road.
That was going to be my last question, is that, and as he's preparing himself to get ready to take on or attack the collegiate level, with the way that the college world is working with the NIL and the transfer portal, obviously we all hope and we all are expecting Morez to have a successful career at the next level. What is those coaches, what is that team, what is the state getting in a college player, and what do you see his cap?
Yeah, I think he still has a lot of improvement to do. His jump shot he's gotten better every year since I've known him, 8th grade, and I think he's going to continue to improve just because, like I said, his work ethic. I think in college he's going to be special because he's stepping out, shooting the ball now. He can defend anyone. That's the beauty of it, and he's competitive. So I think that all works well for him. He's going to keep getting better. He's always willing to learn.
Last question is, as you guys are getting ready to hit the road for the first of the AAU season, what are some of the goals for the organization? And I know you're not coaching now.
Right.
What are some of your own personal goals as it relates to the AAU season, if any, since you're not coaching?
No, of course I want all levels to win, compete for a Peach Jam title at the end of the day. I just want all our guys to get college scholarships, of course, where they want to go, and just improve. I want them to improve from this point on, going into their high school career, and just improvement. I want them to keep improving, learn something from us, and just try to take it to the next level.
Okay, I appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate
you in for a full interview.
Oh yeah, that's cool.